From clarkwoods.com, this is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 140. I am Chris.
And I'm Steve.
And Steve was just mouthing me. I mean, mouthing my words.
I was using it was one of those like bad dubs that you would see in early anime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like something you would find like Robotech, like from the 80s or something like that.
If we were going to have a YouTube channel, that could be what our channel was. We would just do like bad dubs of you doing my words and no.
We could just use clips from Robotech of us like two characters talking to each other.
Yes.
And just having like the mouths move.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So like it would be the Robotech animation?
Yeah.
That's
a word.
Title: Robotech Amination.
Robotalk. That's what we could call it.
Amination.
We don't need the amination. We just need Robotalk.
Robotalk. Welcome to episode number 140 of Robotalk. I'm C-3PO.
Beep bop beep bop beep.
Well, you don't have to be R2. You could be what's some other fucking droid? Or like the one of the robots from MST3K. You could be him.
Hey, I'm.
He's funnier than 3PO,
I'm Tom Servo, and
Crow, the email guy. The email guy. Wait, he's not a robot.
Strong Bad? No, he's not a robot. He had a Strong Bad robot made out of him, made out of a box of grape nuts.
Oh,
Steve Robot, or was it Chris? I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you could be a funny. I as C-3PO would be the straight man and tell dumb jokes that George Lucas put into my mouth, and you would be the funny one.
Oh,
like usual.
I don't want that.
No, you don't want that. I got an anecdote for you.
Anecdotal evidence.
All right.
Rip from the headlines.
Tuesday morning, the trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming, the full trailer, came out, right? And it was so good that I pissed myself.
What?
Okay, so let me explain. So
I was watching it on the toilet.
As a matter of fact, yes, I was.
I saw through your ruse.
No, but it gets better.
Did you end up pissing out of that little crack in between the?
You're ruining my story.
God damn it!
So I've been saving this all week. I was like, I'm gonna get.
Steve's just gonna guess everything I'm about to say. He did not tell me this before the show, by the way.
No, I did not. No, so. Monday night, or sometime during the day on Monday.
Let's set the stage, Chris.
Yes. Monday night, sometime during the day on Monday, word got out that they were premiering a new trailer for Spider-Man at CinemaCon, which is a convention for cinema owners and critics and things like that.
Is there a convention for everything nowadays?
There is a convention for everything. There's even they're in like podcast conventions.
There's even a convention for racism. It's called Congress. just serious. That's me being political. I'm gonna move on to your story. Go.
There's a Geneva convention.
Enough.
No, so word gets out that the trailer they're premiering at CinemaCon on Monday is going to come out online on Tuesday, and I'm going to bed. I say to Stephanie, with my luck, it's either going to come out tomorrow night on like the Jimmy fucking Kimmel show. That is traditionally when Marvel premieres a lot of their trailers.
Oh, because Jimmy Kimmel's on ABC?
Yeah.
ABC's owned by Disney and Disney's
But I neglected to remember that, and I said, or it'll come out tomorrow morning at like 9:25 when I need to be running into class. So I neglected to remember that because Spider-Man is owned by Sony, technically the trailer is being put out by Sony, so that's not going to show up on Jimmy Kimmel. So I was right. It did show up at like somewhere between 9 o'clock and 9:25, so I was on the road.
That's when people get to work normally, so I mean, that's not unreasonable.
My class is at 9:35, so I was on the road. I was almost there. As I get out of the car, I'm scrolling through Twitter, and I see the trailer has come out. And I realize, okay, it's 9:25. I got to be in class in 10 minutes. I do have to pee, so why don't I kill two birds with one stone? With one bladder stone. No, gallstone? What if you have to like piss out a stone?
I think that's a bladder
stone
or gallstone.
Kidney stone.
Yeah.
I think you piss out kidney stone. Okay, so kill two birds with one kidney stone.
You realize how fucking painful kidney stones are?
Yes.
And to piss them.
Do you realize how painful it is to die when you're a bird being hit by a stone?
What?
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone.
There we go. Thank you for saying that again.
And
but I'm just saying, I don't know if birds feel pain. Like the ones I kill in Zelda don't, apparently, because they're polygons. And I got their chicken thighs, and I cook them up. Cook them up good.
Do they taste like chicken?
Yes.
Everything tastes like chicken except chicken, right? Chicken tastes like what? That's a fucking line from The Matrix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the first one.
Yeah, the fucking guy who's gonna betray them. Spoilers. He is like everything tastes like chicken.
Joey Pants.
Joey
Pantalones.
Joe Pesci.
No, it's Joe Pantalones.
Pantalones. Tengo una fiesta en mis pantalones.
I don't understand your crazy moon language.
So I say I'm gonna do two things at once. I'm gonna go upstairs. I only have to pee. I don't need to take a dump.
No poo poo pee pee.
I only need to pee. But if I go into one of the stalls, this is my plan. If I go into one of the stalls,
you can also jack off.
I can I was
to
like,
Spider-Man.
I could, but no. So I'm gonna sit in one of the stalls. This is my plan, and I'm going to pee while I'm watching the Spider-Man trailer. And then it'll be perfect. I'll get up, I'll wash my hands, I'll go teach class, and then I'll watch the trailer again after class. So all's going well. I go up the couple flights of stairs, I get into the bathroom, close the door, latch it, sit down, and so temporarily I've had the trailer loading on my phone, so it'd be ready to go.
So you're on the Wi-Fi?
I'm on the
Wi-Fi?
No, I wasn't even on the Wi-Fi. I was using my cell data because the Wi-Fi there on campus not necessarily the best. So I put the phone down on top of the toilet paper dispenser. I drop my drawers, sit down on the toilet, pick up the phone, and press play. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. And then all of a sudden. And it's pretty good. I'm watching it and I start peeing. And all of a sudden I start like sensing something's wrong. And like something wet hits the back of my leg.
Yeah.
And I look down and the equipment is positioned in not the optimum way and is pointing sort of more straight forward than down.
Because you were getting aroused.
By Spider-Man.
I get it. Don't make you a bad person.
And it was by Aunt May. Let's be honest. I mean, it's Marissa Tomei. Come on.
No.
No.
Marissa Tomei, Jerry.
So I look down. I put the phone back on the toilet paper dispenser, and I adjust to try to minimize the damage.
You just put fecal matter all over everything. You just all over your body. You just reached into a different toilet, grabbed a turd out.
No, I
put it on like war paint.
So then I'm like, I'm trying not to swear because I know there might be students around.
Yeah, they don't want to hear like rat farts coming out of the toilet.
Most importantly, I'm thinking if I can keep this on the down low, nobody will notice. So I'm trying not to make a lot of noise.
Would you tie your sweatshirt around your pants?
Well, no. So where I managed to get, based on where the pants were around the ankles or around the knees, where the pee went, is I managed to get just sort of the top portion of the back of my pants.
Oh, so it was a
which
butt
was
pee.
Covered by the shirt that I was wearing, which was an untucked shirt.
All right.
And was then covered again by my sweater. So I did try to sort of pat it down a little bit. I did almost use the big
the hand dryer.
The big hair.
Did you like wiggling your butt? Like,
but it wasn't gonna work. So I did not do that. And so yeah, I went off and taught my two classes and worked for 5 hours at my office job.
Well, I imagine it would have dried off like a reasonable amount of time.
It did eventually dry off, but I worried the whole day that I smelled like pee. And I kept my distance from literally everybody.
But you know what would have been hilarious is like, the pheromones from your pee, and then all these ladies start coming out of the woodwork.
Young teacher.
That's my line.
No, but you gave me the setup. So yeah, it was so good that I pissed myself.
Yeah.
And now forevermore, that trailer and possibly that movie is going to be associated with me peeing all
Piss
over
pants.
myself. Yeah.
You should just do it. You should go to the movie, be like, in honor of Spider-Man, I have pissed myself, and announce it to the theater.
Have you ever done that?
Announce that you've pissed yourself.
No. Have you ever pissed yourself in that way?
Like put a little pee-pee on your pants?
Yeah.
I think I may have once, but I think
you were
I
5.
No, as an adult, but I think
All right.
I managed to like figure it out. I wasn't watching, like, I
Right.
think this was pre-cell phones.
Okay.
So I think I realized what was happening very quickly and
Yeah.
stopped.
Right.
And then repositioned and,
Yeah. I did also, in case anybody is like concerned, I did take some toilet paper and try to wipe up the floor a little bit so no one was going to have to be stepping in my pee.
yeah, well,
I am considerate.
I am apparently not. Especially in the middle of the night, I'm very inconsiderate.
It was a good trail.
Oh,
I'm just saying, it was a good
did
trailer.
it show Spider-Man in a positive light?
It showed Spider-Man having a bit of fun. He was Tony Stark asked him, why can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man while he was flying around the neighborhood, not flying, but swinging on his webs around the neighborhood, being a kid, being a 15-year-old with superpowers. It was pretty good. And then he kind of fucks up, and Tony Stark's like, I want the suit back. And you kind of get to see what the heck happens to good old Spidey when he has to
Come home?
Yeah, come home. Because Spidey come home.
It's his homecoming. Who's the villain?
Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah, it's the Vulture.
Michael Keaton, the Vulture. Yeah, and he looks like
which is hilarious because he was Batman,
and then he was Birdman,
and then he was Birdman, and then he was
They seem to have really thought about it. Like, and I don't think I'm spoiling too much. They've come out and said all this in interviews, and I think it's all just the basic gist of it is that the Vulture in this, Michael Keaton's character, was somebody who was running salvage on all the dumb battles where the superheroes have blown shit up over the last 10 years or so. And then Tony Stark comes along and decides to create Damage Control, which is a thing from the comics, which is a company that is responsible for cleaning everything up. And so I guess Keaton and his bunch of people are now out of work, and they decide to
become supervillains.
Yeah. They decide to try and get back at Tony Stark, is I think what they decide to try and...
But then he becomes a bird person.
Yeah. Well, I think he has a suit. He gets a suit that's
Phoenix
made out
person.
of... What's that?
Phoenix person.
Phoenix person. No, Fox owns Phoenix.
Oh, no, I'm talking about...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Dub. It's not One Piece, but you can drink anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, I drank anyways. Hopefully I won't pee myself here on the show. Because it's so
If I was
good.
to say Marco the Phoenix, then...
Marco the Phoenix. Then I have to drink again.
Yeah.
Right. But you were explicit about it. So do I have to drink?
Yeah, you already drank. So
I already drank. Like, if you drink within, 10 seconds or so...
I think that's...
I don't know. We're making up the rules.
As we go. You always have to drink when you're listening to this show.
We always have to drink when we're making the show. So
we don't always.
Yeah. Well, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes we cheat.
Yeah, and are sober for half of the show.
I wonder if the audience can if the listeners can tell the difference.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious when I open up a beer at the beginning of the show that it could be a ruse, what is it? Dean Martin apparently during all those shows where he was drinking. I did air quotes there, which is the appropriate use of them.
Mm-hmm.
He was drinking, and then apparently he was just drinking some sort of cola or some sort of
a teetotaler.
Thing. Yeah, he was. He wasn't actually drinking a booze beverage where. Yeah. But I think when people would do Carson back in the day, and there would just be the lunacy that would be along with it. I think those were actually really intoxicated, either on drugs or on alcohol or both.
I don't know if you read this far into it or learned this much about it.
About Carson?
No, about Dean Martin drinking things that was supposedly alcohol but really weren't. Did the cans look like they were alcohol?
There weren't cans. He was drinking a glass of liquor.
Well, so I asked because
it was in black and white, so I don't...
Okay. All right. Well, I asked because this week I was part of the artistic committee for the Players Ring in Portsmouth, and I was.
There was a little puzzle piece on your lapel.
No.
Artistic. I get it.
Artistic, yes. No, so, and one of the plays we read and that we were considering for the season was a play called Small Engine Repair. And in this,
what is it about?
It is about a couple of guys in a small engine repair shop and in Manchester, New Hampshire. And
Cool.
the hijinks they get up to, although it turns kind of dark. But the point that was relevant to what you were just saying.
Do they turn a small engine into like some sort of dildo or some sort of like
into Bumblebee?
Bumblebee? No.
No, it wouldn't be Bumblebee. It'd be like one of the headmasters.
Not like a dildo, but like one of those fuck machines. And
Okay.
He uses like a fucking like.
I think that's in the next Transformers.
Some sort of stabbing weapon to fuck a guy to death with it.
Oh, okay.
Is that how it gets dark?
I think that's how it gets dark.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
I don't remember.
Did you read the end?
Because I was method reading it, and they say that the characters should be drinking the entire time. No, I was not method reading it. I read it straight. But
Mr. Imus.
They are supposed to be drinking, and they're drinking they're not Gansets, but it's like a particular local beer that's named in the script. So you're supposed to see the
603.
I don't know. Maybe it's not even. Maybe it's not even local. Maybe it was Rolling Rock or something. But
Rolling Rock is Pennsylvania.
Yes, but whatever it was a named beer. It was not just like you couldn't just get a can of beer and write beer on it.
The beer that they had on the Dharma Initiative.
Yes, I don't think you could do that. But so what I was wondering as I'm reading it is how on earth do you, and they crack the beers, and like the sound of the beers getting cracked are very well done.
Timed that very fucking well.
The sound of the beers being cracked seems to be part of the show. So I sat there and I was wondering, are these guys gonna get drunk while doing the show, and are they going to hire actors that are good enough at their job to remember their damn lines as they're getting drunk? Or is there going to be a way that they're going to get a can of Rolling Rock and reseal the top in some goddamn way and pour fucking ginger ale into it? Like I don't know how you do that.
Boo.
Boo.
Can of Rolling Rock. Yeah, I think I would drink a bottle of Rolling Rock.
Yeah.
Because like the thing I associate with Rolling Rock is fucking angry video game nerd.
Yeah. The green bottles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I was curious about it. I had major other problems with with that play. So and ultimately it was not up to me. There were 11 people seated around a table at the Rosa in Portsmouth.
Rosa,
which is an Italian restaurant. Oh. And it was kind of loud. We got there at 7. And 7 on like a Wednesday, and you'd think by this point things would kind of be winding down, but not so much. So it was hard to hear.
Hey, try to the fucking.
Especially some of the
moving your hand like this.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
whatever that means.
Fucking gabagoo.
Gabagoo. With Marissa Tomei, she was our waitress. No,
she was.
No,
in Portsmouth.
Nope. Oh, that'd be neat. Maybe that's what. Maybe that's what I'll imagine tonight to get myself to sleep is instead of peeing myself.
How is that going to get you to sleep? You're going to be like tent poling it here.
Drift off to sleep thinking about Marissa Tomei serving.
You can have a nice wet dream.
Ravioli.
Do you ever have a wet dream, Chris?
What?
Wet dream.
What about a wet dream?
Have you ever had one? Mr. didn't jacket in this room when he was growing up.
Well, that's why I didn't have to ever jacket, because I had so many wet dreams.
Really? Did you? I'm serious.
Have I ever had a wet dream?
Right.
Do I have to answer that?
You don't have to, but I'd like you to.
Yes, I have.
See, I don't think I ever have. I think I jerked off too much.
Yeah, no, maybe I should jerk off more. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, are you still having them?
I don't know.
Because I think it's because I think the reason why you have it is like your body needs to get the poison out. And you're not doing it yourself or with the help of someone else.
Yeah.
So that's why it happens. I think.
Not as much in the last couple years, but into adulthood, I have had
that sac produces stuff.
It does. Yeah. It's wanting to be used.
Yeah.
No. But sometimes
Lots of goodness in that sack.
married dude with 2 kids. Like sometimes there's just not opportunity for it to be dealt with during the day. So at nighttime, your brain and your body are like, you know what? Here you go.
Here's a little crusty undies in the morning.
Yeah.
So peel it off your skin while you try to take your morning piss.
So, and of course, I sleep now in the same room that I would have been sleeping when it would have happened when I was a young lad.
But, yeah, that's so great. Although in much larger version of that room.
Yes.
Like your room when was small.
All the bedrooms in that house are very, very small. My parents' bedroom is tiny.
Yeah, but like your brother's room was bigger than your room upstairs.
Was it?
I think so.
It was longer. I don't know if it was bigger, but
maybe I just never got to spend much time up in
many people up there.
Yeah, because you're busy not jerking off.
Yes, I was busy playing Oregon Trail on my computer I wasn't supposed to have.
Oh, really?
That summer of 1996? No, 97? 97.
97, so like the summer
after
your sophomore year of college.
Yes, summer after you guys graduated from high school, and I was done. I had gotten the internet on campus the previous year, and
hey, log on today.
Or was it 96? Jesus, I can't remember.
Then we would have still been in high school. Though.
Yeah, I can't remember when I got my computer. I know my roommate had a word processor freshman year that he let me borrow to write papers on when I didn't want to go down to the computer lab. And I can't remember if I got my computer as a result of being like really like needing the goddamn internet, or if I got my computer before that and then the internet part happened later.
I remember being in Will's basement one evening, probably sometime in like 94, 95.
Yeah.
And we were downloading one pornographic photograph.
Yeah.
From some place or whatever. And I remember waiting as this photo was gradually revealed.
Right.
And like the top of this woman's head.
This is probably a GIF. I'm trying to remember that like the different image formats would do different things and especially on different systems as time went on. Like sometimes you would get like the first line and then the second line.
Yes, that's what was happening.
But then other images you would get the whole image, but like very pixelated, and then it would slowly become clearer, like a magic.
I would have preferred that because then it would have been a little bit more exciting. But actually, no, it was pretty fucking damn exciting. Even though like this at this point, I think we had definitely been exposed to pornographic magazines or whatnot.
Yeah,
and I think we each at least had one of them.
Yeah.
But this was just something that was just exciting. Like we're like using a tube of the internets, the system of tubes that is the internet.
Yeah. To
download pornography from it. And I don't recall it being like once it like after the hour or so it took to download this one photograph.
These kids today, they just don't know.
I don't remember it being that great.
Yeah, no. An hour of anticipation for one picture that you probably could have got.
We couldn't have done anything either because it was like the two of us in the room, so it was just like, okay.
You probably could have gone off into the woods and found a Playboy in the...
I have. Like...
You were the one that told me this, right?
Did I tell it on the show?
Maybe. So yesterday? No.
Yesterday you found pornography in the woods?
Friday we were doing an exercise in my writing class. It's the dorm room exercise. It's an exercise in setting. And so each of the students in the class gives one item that's in the dorm room until you gradually build up a picture of who the person that lives there is without ever having said anything about the person. And for my thing, at the very end of it, because they were starting to get weird, but they hadn't quite gotten weird enough yet. I said that in the room was a May 1977 issue of Playboy with leaves embedded on the back cover. And they're like, what? And I tried to explain that like I'd heard anecdotes because I never actually had this happen to me where people would find a dirty magazine in the woods.
Because
they would read it and then they'd put it back for the next person to
discover.
Yeah.
Like this is like geocaching before it existed.
Yeah.
Before like you could put a little tag or something like the GPS coordinates.
Yes.
For something. But I remember my mother. I think it was in between when I was in 5th and 6th grade. My mother had me like there was a woman that was babysitting me, or child sitting me. I mean, I was like it was like 10 years old, so it's not like I was a baby.
Okay.
But it was like it was during the summer, and I spent like almost every day at this woman's house that wasn't far. And I'm gonna get local for you, folks.
Getting local for you.
Right near the South Row School.
Oh.
In sort of the southern part of Chelmsford.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so South Chelmsford is there's several schools. I did not. Neither of us went to this particular school.
Right.
But yeah, I think we were right on. I was right on the line.
Yeah, we were right on the line of a couple of different schools, and these days the kids are on the line between that school and the one that they do go to, and the major road.
They don't say that school because
the major road that runs near us is a dividing line, and on one side of the major road, everyone goes to the South Row School, and on the other side of the major road, they go to the school my kids
like the people that were like I lived in an apartment complex called Sinai Circle when I was growing up, and people that lived in that apartment complex went to the school that we went to.
Right.
But people like that were like on the block, literally like I could walk up a small hill from my apartment and go to this person's these people's house.
Yeah, and they went to
South Row.
South Row, yeah.
And so I didn't go to the school, but it was pretty close. But it was very close to the person's house that was child sitting me at the time. And so like me and her son, we would go fucking on little adventures in the woods.
Right.
And on one of those adventures, we discovered not a Playboy, but a Hustler magazine.
Oh yes, so yes, I remember now.
In a plastic bag in the woods, and we definitely
It was your awakening.
Yes, it was my awakening where I realized how to use my devil fruit in a different way. That.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna have to ham it
That
up,
scares
Chris.
me a little bit because you say between 5th and 6th grade, and Kaylee is in 5th grade right now. She's 11. No.
But she has the internet, though.
Yeah, she just turned 11. It's not every day your young girl turns 11. Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know when kids are actually seeing like the things that we saw.
I don't know either.
Because like they might have already. And they of course I don't think your kids are gonna fucking tell you if they stumbled onto something naughty on the internet.
Yeah,
because it's pretty easy to fucking stumble onto something naughty on the internet.
I would imagine it's more likely because I know about parental controls and I know to lock certain shit down. It's more likely they're going to find out about it from a friend. Yeah. So
I'm not yet because you have like the devices that they have and have the certain parental controls, and they're not going on X Hamster or whatever, some fucking nonsense.
Yeah, no, they're not.
I'm searching for hamsters. Yeah. People that used to be hamsters.
I'm searching for our family, the Clocks, are related to a man who, not a hamster, but who famously had a gerbil, had a thing for gerbils.
Yeah, allegedly.
More related to that.
But what? How many times removed is that? Like
a lot.
I remember your brother telling me about it once, and I'm like, there's a lot of. We got a postcard from him.
Yeah,
that one that's on the fridge right there.
From Italy.
Yeah, from the looks of it, Venice.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep, I can see.
I think he wrote, "Hi, love John."
he did send out a whole bunch of them. Yeah, he asked for addresses, and then I think he sent them out to a bunch of relatives, and then friends and family, and yeah.
So he didn't want to he's probably having the time of his life, with all these lovely Italian women.
Now
He's not gonna listen, so whatever. That's one of the things that I say whenever well, this isn't a bad thing. I think it was a couple weeks ago I said something nasty. But he's not going to listen, so he's not going to know.
No, he's probably not.
But he's probably having a good time. I mean, like, I don't think he'd be sending out postcards if he was having a miserable time.
Yeah.
Like, if he was having a bad time, he would have wrote a fucking novel. But he's like, I got to fucking go get some more Italian poon.
Yeah. He's
Do
back.
people still say poon?
I think so.
Poontang?
Poontang? I think that's if not acceptable, then
I don't. Like almost everything you say is probably unacceptable, but like I think that's like on the lighter scale of bad things you could say in reference to a vagina.
Yes, the JJ. Where does that fall?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these times we'll have a lady on.
Maybe.
And then she can tell us how fucking sexist and terrible we are.
Yeah, that would probably be good. We could probably use that. Speaking of ladies, I saved this tweet to read to you.
Oh, good. This is another surprise that I'm probably going to guess now.
No. No, this is one I told you before the show.
Oh. Well,
and since we're breaking the fourth wall, I'm reading it to you again because I wanted to get your reaction.
I do love reactions.
Mac Collins Books, which is a
parody account?
Parody account. Simon McCollins Publishing, stimulating lit flickers since 1217. Account run by Gawain and Calliope from the social media and coffee making department. They tweeted on the 29th of March, we're rebranding our classic books to appeal to a modern audience. So The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is now 2 girls, 1 cupboard.
I guess that would have been a relevant joke 10 years ago.
Yes.
I don't even know if people even know what 2 girls, 1 cup is anymore.
I never saw it.
I remember don't.
Yeah.
I remember Brian, not the person that's a friend of the show that listens all the time, Brian. Another Brian. Had a T-shirt that said 2 girls, 1 up, and it was like both both Princess Peach and Princess Daisy holding a 1 up.
And did he get any shit for that?
No, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Well, I know you wouldn't give him any shit for that.
Who the fuck would give him shit for that?
I don't know. People today.
I think he might have wore it to PAX, which happened like the last couple of weekends ago. I think it was not this past weekend, but the weekend before.
It was recently.
The folks we play Dungeons and Dragons with, they went. So they came back with the
Did they come back
with the convention?
Dynamite?
No, with the convention pox. Or the plague that you
con plague.
Plague, is that what they call it?
No, they call it something else, but I can't remember. Concruft.
Yeah, some sort of disease you get from being around a bunch of sweaty nerds that don't bathe or whatever.
Yeah. It happens. D&D. Dynamite.
See, now Brian is fucking pissed. He's like, I hate your fucking...
Did he just turn off the show?
He turned off the show.
God damn it.
He's the one who wants to listen to the D&D shit, and we're singing fucking...
But it's like a trial. It's like a trial that your character would have to get through. If your character wanted to hear about the D&D shit, he would have to get through the trial of the alternating current and direct current / direct current /
What about
dynamite.
folks who swing both ways? AC/DC.
So if he got past it, is there anything to say? I mean, because we
there's plenty to say. Like I've like
a couple weeks
brought
ago,
up a couple of things. Like I brought up a couple of things, but I could tell you basically the adventure so far, so people are at least aware of what's going on. At least from my recollection.
When last we left you, you were a hobbit. I
am still a hobbit.
Okay,
I did not die.
Yeah,
which is good. Okay. So where things started. Mm-hmm. I'm just this fucking halfling little guy.
Dildo Daggins.
No, my name is Miles.
Miles Lightfoot.
Right.
I remember.
Miles Lightfoot, who is the son of Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes.
Because Becky didn't want to be called Gordon Lightfoot. So I looked online.
But someday when you do the prequel adventure, you'll get to play Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes. And Becky won't. Maybe she'll. I could do this like a little personal side quest where I'm like.
Or if your DM is like having
fun
that night, they'll be like, and out of the shadows walks your father.
No, it'll be a there and back again kind of situation. Okay. So I'm the son of Hobbit, the craftsman. We're pretty well off.
Yes, you're fond of the pipeweed.
Sure. I don't know anybody that isn't. We
I have something about that.
Oh, do ya? You're not a fan?
No. Just I'll save it for later.
Okay, so so I wasn't really interested in this particular trade, and so I left home and sort of developed a skill for being a brigand.
Oh, a brigand is
so basically, you know, my personality is not necessarily to steal for cash.
Mm-hmm.
It's more to steal for fun and because people are assholes.
Okay. Yeah.
So like there's
you
like
steal the thrill, or one might go so far as to say that you shoot to thrill.
Yeah. Shoot the thrill. Thunderstruck. That's a different song.
No, Thunderstruck happens in the next adventure.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
We were all
Thunderstruck is the name of your
we were struck
Warhammer.
by the sound of not the actual electricity.
So you steal for the thrill.
Yes. So like the what got me into the jam that I got into, which starts the adventure, is there was this fucking magistrate who was using his powers to he had this golden quill, and he would sign his executive orders.
Oh. Okay. Not at all. Yeah. Okay.
To impose upon people in the land or whatever, he would use those, use his quill to do so, and make people's lives miserable.
Right.
And so I stole that, and that's what got me into a fucking jam, and a bounty was put out for me.
Oh, so it's hard to live with a life debt.
Yeah.
Where you're a great pilot, Solo.
Okay, so I stole the golden quill from this asshole.
Okay.
And that caused me to get a bounty put on my head, and so the adventure starts where I am sort of like having a little bit too much drink at a local tavern or whatnot.
Yes.
And I feel like darkness. Darkness washed over the dude.
Oh, that's a rough time when darkness washes over the dude.
Yeah, so I wake up in a sack.
Yeah.
On a ship.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so you're kidnapped.
I was kidnapped, but also here's the thing: the person that kidnapped me also got kidnapped.
Wow. So they're back in black.
Stop. So I cut myself out of the sack and then rescue my kidnapper, unbeknownst to me, and some other dude, and then the ladies were stowaways on the ship. We encounter a bunch of fucking don't. I see that on your fucking phone. I see it. I don't alienate our fucking like biggest fan.
I did not do anything.
I saw it.
You're imagining things. Keep going.
So
the ladies were stowaways.
The ladies were stowaways. So we eventually go up onto the deck, and zombies have crashed like a zombie ship has crashed into our ship.
Yes.
And we had to fight off some of them. And then we got down into one of the rescue boats and sort of paddled to shore. And that's how our adventure as colleagues began.
Right.
So I had to sort of establish, with the person that kidnapped me. After that point, just say, you're not going to turn me in at this point because we're in a different place, and
we're compatriots now.
Yes, we're compatriots now. Although I don't understand why my this most recent adventure, I think we've bonded maybe perhaps a little bit more.
Oh.
But my character is not necessarily brave.
Okay. Yeah. So needs a little help from his friends.
Well, there's been a little like we were in this we were traveling down a road, and there's this dude whose name is Jay, I think.
I think
and his friend Silent Bob.
I was gonna say I thought his name was Jeffrey.
No, Joffrey. No, it was Jeffrey, and he was a fucking giraffe. Giraffe person.
I thought he was a dude.
He ate the zone devil fruit that turns you into a giraffe.
Oh,
and he's
okay.
an expert in swordsmanship.
Ugh. All right.
He's a swordsman.
He's a swordsman. He's
Giraffes are cool, man.
Do they use their necks as the swords? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a master of the six powers, then definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you're not a master of the seventh power, that's when you go over into the dark side.
So yeah. So we're traveling down the road. We run into this guy that got attacked by goblins. We go and fucking help him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get his son back. We get the son back. We go to this town.
Are there wenches?
We keep on getting to towns right around noon.
Oh, okay.
And so like I'll be like, oof, I want to go and dice and grab a Heine or two at the bar.
Yeah.
But I end up when there's nobody there. Well, it's not that they're not open. It's just that there's nobody there to fondle and or to dice with.
That's unfair. That seems like your dungeon master might be dicking with you.
No, he's not dicking with us. It's just we keep on ending up at places at the wrong time.
Yeah, yeah. You haven't bumped into Kanye the Giant yet.
No. 6 titties fall out. So we did a bunch of like quests. So we went into this fucking cave that lasted at least 3 weeks as far as the adventure goes.
Oh gosh.
It was, and this one doesn't count because like it was like, you know, at the end of Dressrosa in One Piece, like there was this 5-minute countdown, and it's like, fuck you, I hate count. It was like it brought me back to Dragon Ball Z, where like Frieza's like going to destroy Planet Namek in X amount of time, and like that lasts, at least in the anime, for like 10 episodes, and it was maybe like it was supposed to be like in like half an hour or maybe 15 minutes or whatever like amount of time he was supposed to destroy the planet, and you know, 10 episodes, approximately 20 minutes apiece.
Just
keeps not having destroyed it yet, because there's squatting and yelling to be had.
It's squatting and yelling is important.
It sure is.
It's 3 weeks.
It was 3 weeks in this
a cave or dungeon.
It was in
like
this dungeon.
Dungeon, okay.
But you know, in reality, like, you know, we're only experiencing. It's not like the entire week is spent us playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
It's only for a couple of hours in the middle of the week on Wednesday.
Got it. Okay.
So it took a while to get out of this dungeon, and like at a certain point, I was like, I had it with
the dungeon,
exploring more or getting into another fight with another goddamn beast.
Butter spread over too much bread.
No, not necessarily. It was just like that. I did not I narrowly not been killed several times. I don't want to like have another instance where this is going to happen where I do get killed.
Yeah. You don't want to be punctured by any Morgul blades here.
No, but the thing that I sort of drew the line was there was a basilisk.
I don't like them.
And I'm like, I have terrible constitution.
Yeah.
So I would get turned to stone in like a second.
You just have to look at him, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. Harry didn't look at him.
Yeah.
Harry had a phoenix.
Yeah. I did not have a phoenix.
Yeah.
I sat on a stone throne with my little legs hanging off of it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of...
And you peed all over yourself.
I did not piss on myself. But then we finally got out of that fucking dungeon, and then I got to do a little fucking nonsense in the town, which is the stuff that I like to do.
Yeah.
Which is just like kind of like, you know... I'm just like haggling with people constantly.
Is it night yet? Did you finally?
We finally got to a place at night, and like I sort of talked the innkeeper into giving us a free room if I performed, and I have very high charisma, and I don't necessarily have a musical instrument, but I sort of like did an epic bard.
You're just a personality.
Yeah, I did like a sort of epic bard tale of like
Oh.
Now at first I was like, this is a song my father wrote about a boat sinking.
What I was gonna say is like when your character does that, does your DM require you to actually like perform it?
No, but I sort of I sort of had to describe
what he was doing.
Sort of, I don't know. I suppose I could have made up some like epic tale of nonsense.
Right. You could have told him that.
And I ended up actually making money like for the performance as well. And
you could have told him about the time that you shook him all night long, but
But then like this last time, like I was playing cards and I was cheating, and for some reason, like the folks that were playing cards with me, like very early on, realized I was cheating, but didn't like try to like fucking mess with me.
You got to know when to hold them.
I definitely knew when to stop, like stop conning them, and I definitely bought them around after that. So I think that may have smoothed things
That'll
over.
go a long way.
Yeah,
that's what I hear.
So
that's where we left our adventure.
Yeah, that's around that we were planning on trying to figure something out from there. I think that's pretty much where we ended up. Like I was.
Well, I'm glad you finally got to entertain. You finally got to do your thing.
I got to do my thing. My two greatest attributes are my dexterity and my charisma. So I can do fucking crazy backflips and shit.
Yeah.
And I can charm people, sort of.
Can you charm people with your backflips?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or my backside.
Oh, your backside.
Just wiggle it in front of their face. You like that, baby?
Do they like it?
I don't know. It's a little one because he's a little guy.
Yeah, well, little ones do it for some people.
What, pedophiles?
That came out the wrong way. That definitely came out the wrong way.
Just like your piss under your pants.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Bringing it back full circle.
Full circle.
But yeah, that's basically the long and short of it. Very short of it. That is a very long story told short.
Told short.
That's the adventure as of right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're gonna move on to the future.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm fucking. I think I don't know. I have no idea what my character's gonna do now.
Well, just as long as you remember that dirty deeds are done dirt cheap.
Right. I remember a parody song. It was "Dirty Deeds Done with Sheep." That was one of those parody songs that like got associated with Weird Al, even though
it wasn't his.
Yeah,
yeah. That could be an episode title. Dirty Deeds Done with Sheep. Although he might not listen.
He would be like, "What the fuck?"
Nope, not doing it. All right, there are like 2 things left on our to-do list.
How much time do we have left for the show?
One of them is yours. We've got about 11, 12 minutes.
Let's do your thing.
All right, so
I just went on about Dungeons and Dragons.
I got his email.
Oh yes,
I got this email. Not.
I wanted to hear about this one, so
right.
I'm glad I picked yours instead of going to myself and being selfish.
So I
ended up being selfish by being altruistic.
There you go. March 28th. So what was that? That was
a couple days ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Less than a week.
Like Tuesday, maybe. Maybe it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyway, I got this email in my inbox with the subject line "School Bus Driver Incident." Now, as we've talked about, I have children who ride the school bus, and So I was like, okay, what's going on? Also, I think we've mentioned that my dad drives a school bus. So I was like, oh, please let this not be like bad.
Double bad.
Double bad.
Double whammy bad.
And then I was like, please don't let this be bad at all. And then I read it and I was like, I want to hear what Steve has to say about this particular incident. So I
don't know why. Like, does it have anything to do with Nintendo Switch?
No.
Okay, well then.
Well, maybe you won't have anything to say about it, but I had feelings about it. All right. So, do people know the name of the town that I live in? I don't have to. We've said it before.
He lives in Middlesex County.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Yeah. So, dear parents and staff
of this town,
this morning, as a class of high school students was boarding a school bus to attend a field trip, students noticed the smell of marijuana on the bus. I want to come back to that. Concerned students immediately notified their teacher and Principal Murray of the concern. Principal Murray and the other school administrators boarded the bus to determine the origin of the marijuana odor. Students disembarked the bus and returned to the cafeteria while a hold in place was initiated as high school staff investigated the matter with the assistance of the police department. Upon investigation, it was determined that the marijuana odor was emanating from the school bus driver.
Oh, no.
The school bus driver was placed under arrest at the scene. This was to be the first bus run for this driver for the day. The transportation companies sent a supervisor to the scene with a replacement driver who transported the high school students on their field trip. I applaud the actions of the students at the high school who brought this to the attention of their teacher and school administrators. I would also like to thank the police department for their response and assistance in processing this matter. The public schools will continue working with local law enforcement authorities concerning the arrest and processing of this bus driver. The safety of our students is a top priority, and the actions of this bus driver are completely unacceptable.
Did he actually? Was he high?
I do not know.
You could smell like pot and not be high. Like you could have smoked like the day before.
Yes.
And still so if by the same token, like are you not allowed to drink alcohol like the day before you do something?
Yeah, I do wonder about that. I think you are allowed.
So what the fuck? I mean, like this is currently legal in Massachusetts.
Yes.
Is this something that is this a job you have to pass a drug test to get?
I think you do have to pass a drug test.
So how the fuck did he pass the drug test if he's fucking coming in for his first day thing of the day?
First of the day. I don't think he has to pass a drug test every day. I think they probably
obviously that's a fucking expensive endeavor for people.
But I do think you probably have to pass a drug test.
I mean, it was a fucking bonehead thing for him to do if he did smoke prior to going into work. But if he didn't, then that's fucking shitty. Because it's going to show up in like if the police they drug test him at that point because it would still be in his system,
right?
Because I think it stays in your system for like a fucking month.
Yeah,
but
I don't. So here's the question. I mean, and I've already identified. I have kids who ride these school buses, right? But a question for I have never smoked pot myself. I've been in a car.
You've never smoked pot?
No, never smoked pot. I've been in a car parked at Great Woods. With friends, pre-gaming,
getting very old and local for you.
Yes. It's probably the Comcast or the Xfinity Center at that point. But at any rate, so I've been in the car with people who've done it. I don't know if they smoked up again before we started driving home. I don't think that they did. Is there you shouldn't be intoxicated at all in any way while driving children on a school bus while driving something that big, I suppose. But is there anything really you're not drunk?
No, but the thing is, if he was high, I agree he shouldn't be driving the school bus.
Right.
But if he
just smelled like it.
If he just smelled like pot, then that doesn't mean that he's high.
Right. The other thing that the thing that really got me about that email though is that first line. Let me read that again.
The fucking rat-fink students.
Students boarding. Students noticed the smell of marijuana on the bus. How the fuck did the students know? Are those students now being investigated for the fact that they knew what marijuana smells
How
like.
could you? I mean, like this day and age, how can you not know what marijuana smells like?
I don't know.
I didn't know when I was in high school.
Yeah, I didn't know when I was in high school.
But that was back before it was fucking legal in the state.
I'm not saying the students should be reprimanded, but I'd be having a chat with those students if I'm that concerned about the smell or about the consumption of marijuana. I'd be saying, why? How is it that you know what marijuana smells like?
How would
I mean,
you know?
in our fucking police state, like, I don't know.
I mean, it's weird because, like, I mean, if it's something that it's a job that you have to pass a drug test to get,
Right.
And the maybe it should be one of those industries that is they do randomized ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably.
So you don't fucking have people high driving a bus.
Right.
Like, and I mean, this is important, but
the thing is, I don't feel able to comment on any of it because I have no idea exactly how. But
the thing is, like,
your judgment.
I mean, the dude's
If you
going to lose
a fucking lot of it. I imagine it's.
And I'm assuming it's a dude, but like
Yeah.
it may have been a woman.
Yeah. I'll check. I don't know if they. I can say I have heard.
And I'm thinking, and this is me being sexist. I'm assuming that it's a man doing a bad thing, but it could be a woman doing a bad thing.
It wasn't. No, I heard a little birdie told me it was a man.
Okay, so this man did this thing, and perhaps, like he wasn't, he wasn't guilty of said crime,
Right.
Which isn't a crime, but
That's the thing is
but it's like this is not something that should have been involved. That should have involved the police,
right.
Well, I mean, driving under the influence is something that should be, a matter of the police.
Right.
But if he wasn't under the influence, which we don't know,
Right.
then he shouldn't have been arrested. But I don't know how you fucking determine that. You can't determine that.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Just because you smell like something doesn't mean you like. I've been to concerts and it reeked like fucking weed. That didn't mean I fucking smoked weed.
Exactly.
I just had to fucking wash my sweatshirt, and this guy fucking probably didn't do that.
No.
Either that or he actually got high. I don't know.
It was just such a strange. I mean, they send it out to. The way I applaud the actions of the students who brought this to the attention of their
fucking
teacher.
rat finks.
It's just, well, I mean, it's complicated though because I want the guy driving a field trip if he is in fact high to the point where it would impair his judgment. No, I don't. But if he had smoked a little and that was like, what if it's a fucking guy who's got some goddamn medical condition that requires him to have a little bit medicinally?
Maybe and he had it the evening before.
Right.
Maybe he's recovering from cancer, you fucks.
I mean, so I can tell you, a little birdie told me
that it wasn't that.
No. A little birdie told me that this guy was not a very nice or competent driver in other respects. But I didn't want to bring that up until now because I think that's immaterial to the story. Like you can't.
So you're trying to make me a jury member.
You can't. Yeah, you can't arrest somebody for being an asshole.
I wish we could. I wish we could arrest presidents for being an asshole, and vice presidents and everybody else that's in his cabinet.
Did you hear Mike?
Asked
to have Mrs. Butterworth removed from the table until his wife showed up.
Oh, I thought it just because it was shitty.
All right, we got like a minute and a half. There was something else you did this weekend, but I don't know if you want to get.
We could talk about it next time because we have part 2 of Becky and I going to house class.
House class.
Learning how to buy a house. And it was pretty informative. There was a lot of good information. We can talk about it more next week when we have part 2 of house class.
I will save it. It'll be on the list.
We could write this as a 2-part miniseries. House class.
House class.
The most boring miniseries ever.
There's your title. You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/140. Missed an opportunity today. You said this before the show.
Oh yeah, you have to say 140.
140. That as in
I could go for 140 right now.
You could go for 140 right now. Missed it though.
I also missed the opportunity to actually do that instead of having my normal tall boys getting a 40 of something. Although the big problem, and I remember doing this in college.
Yeah.
Back when I went to school out in the Berkshires.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to the liquor store up the road, and we would buy Busch Light 40s.
Okay.
I had to burp a little bit after saying that.
To get that taste out of your mouth of saying that.
And they were, I think, $1.90 each.
Mm.
So basically $1.90 for 3 beers.
Yeah. Okay.
So we would get a couple of those, either 2 or 3, which would give us a decent buzz for the evening.
That's the ticket.
Which isn't bad. Like, $6 to get hammered. That's how you do it in college, or that's how you're supposed to do it in college. Or if you're smart.
If you're smart.
Or cheap.
/hot/140.
Yes, that's the number, and you can contact us.
Yeah, you can send us an email to hot@clarkwoods.com, or if you can say what you got to say in 140 characters or less,
you can tweet at us or direct message us. Although that would kind of be weird.
I guess direct messages you can actually get. You can do as many characters as you want.
Yeah, and then the rest of the world doesn't have to see the message that you're saying if it's something that's really important and on the down low. I don't know what you would have to fucking tell either of us that it would be on the down low,
on the DL.
But feel free to do so if you want to. You can reach Chris at
ECC 1977.
And I am at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday IS Loser, all one word.
All one. And one for all.
Yes. I'm going to finish up this beer, and then we're going to go and have a fucking day.
Mm-hmm.